This week's show brought to you by Roosters, a fun casual joint. Frank Shoup, Georgetown's big name in cars. The Insurance Store, Chenault & Hogue Incorporated.
Welcome everybody to the Scott County Cardinals News Graphic Boys Basketball Coaches Show. We are into February. Boy, that's a hard word to say sometimes. Especially when you've got a lot of big, tough competition on your mind from the past week. It's hard trying to keep it sorted out with three top 20 opponents back to back. Well, they played Bryan Station on Tuesday night at Scott County. Won that one by 40, which I don't think any of us saw coming. 105-65. That was unheard of, unexpected. It was not on the radar screen whatsoever. So then they had to take a couple of days to get ready for a Friday-Saturday back-to-back. They started that off with another tough district game against Henry Clay. What was expected to be a tough district game, and this time it was. A lot riding on that one. If the Cardinals had somehow lost that game, they could have fallen into a tie with Bryan Station. Actually, no, if they had lost to Bryan Station, they could have, anyway. It's a long, complicated process. Scott County needed to win. They needed to beat Henry Clay in order to avoid a coin flip, which they did. So they will be perfect through the district this year. They won that game 73-65. Not the best performance of the season by any stretch of the imagination, but Michael Marino with 30 points, 12 rebounds, 6 blocked shots. It was Cooper Robb's first game back from the ankle injury. He was out a week. More about that later, very soon, in fact, as we will talk about Saturday's game against John Hardin, which was played at Lafayette in the Jock Sutherland Classic. Cooper Robb went off for 29 points and 7 three-pointers in that one. Marino with 15 points and 10 rebounds. All the other starters had 9 points, a bunch of threes. Scott County hit 13 in all and won that game going away by 20 plus. I believe 83-59, 84-59 might have been the final there. In any case, they beat another team from the 5th region. That's several wins now. They've beaten LaRue County, Taylor County. They have beaten John Hardin, and they will play Adair County next Monday night in a game that has just been added to the schedule. Guess who? Zion Harmon. He was part of that state championship at Bowling Green last year. He's now a freshman. He ended up at Adair County, and he'll be coming to town on Monday night. Another schedule change to let you know about. Saturday's game this week against Floyd Central has been moved up to 6 p.m. for the varsity start time, 4:30 for the JV. That's the last game of the week. They'll also play Woodford County, will the Cards, on Thursday night. That's a road game. You may remember they played Woodford in the first game of the Toyota Classic this year and won that fairly easily. So a lot of the toughest part of the schedule is behind the Cards. I believe that's 10 of the other top 25 teams they have beaten now as of the John Hardin victory. So things winding down as Scott County gets toward 42nd District playoffs, 11th Region playoffs, and that 11th Region tournament is going to be no joke. We saw the Henry Clay result last week. That's just one example of how tough it's going to be. Scott County's already had to do a Lafayette twice. They played Lexington Christian when LCA wasn't at its best with Kyle Rhodes spraining his ankle in that game. They've made a run as of late. Lexington Catholic's going to be tough. Bryan Station's going to be tough, and I'm sure I've forgotten a couple. And Madison Central, they beat Trinity. So it's going to be a crazy 11th Region tournament. Hope you can be there for that here at the end of this month. We talked with Coach Hicks about all that has gone on and all that will be going on in the near future. This is the time of year where he says the Cards always seem to peak, and they certainly look like they did that on Saturday. That was about the best game. The Bryan Station game on Tuesday and the John Hardin game on Saturday were typical Scott County late season games where everything looked like it was rounding into form. We might want to think of that Henry Clay game as just what typically happens in the 42nd District. You're going to get everybody's best shot, and indeed SC did in that game. But let's see what Coach Hicks had to say about the week that was and the week to come.
Scott County has played at least one ranked opponent every week until now.
You know, I just think about this week right here, and no disrespect to Woodford County and Floyd Central, but this is the first week since the season started that we haven't had a top 20 team to play. And schedule's really been brutal. And, you know, I say that because it's just made us better, because we're sitting here now at, I think, 24-1 now, and ranked number 1 in the state. And you guys got a great group of kids, Cal. These guys, you know, today we had a chance, even getting ready to come out and practice good. Boy, they really looked good. They really looked good in practice. Played hard, They pass and move the ball good to each other, and I put them in a lot of tough situations. We had to play a lot of back-to-back games, and it makes it tough on all y'all. Tough on you and James. You guys got to get out and cover ball games. It works. So tough on coaches and everything. So, but they've really come through it. I mean, it's amazing that how we have what a great year we've had, and we're looking forward to down the stretch here.
The Cardinals' 40-point win over Bryan Station opened eyes in the 11th region.
I don't not relax. I think we're more ready. If we relax in our system, we usually get beat because that means we're not playing with intensity. Because it's based on playing hard on the other team and playing with intensity. But I think, Cal, we were a lot more ready to play them. I think we're ready to go. And we're coming off the other time. We just had won a Toyota Classic, and they played really good against a really good LaRue County team. And then they went down at Bryan Station, and boy, they played good. That first half, they really played good, and I think it woke us up a little bit. It may have been a good turning point in the season. It woke us up to realize if we don't come out and play defense to intensity and pass and move the ball, that what things can happen.
Henry Clay kept it close until the final 5 minutes.
That's one thing that what I love about Kentucky high school basketball is the heart. You can go anywhere in the country and you're going to find kids that play as hard and play with a heart that Kentucky kids do, and because they're living their dream. That they grew up as little kids and want to play basketball, and they're living their dream. So you can't count them out. And Cal, I've seen that happen over and over and over. And then you get a team like Henry Clay with some good players and a very good basketball coach. And now it's a tough combination. That everybody expected us to go out there and just blow them out. And it didn't happen. They hung with us the whole game, more so than most people have this year.
John Harden was an impressive win by Scott County after an early hiccup.
I think sometimes we come out, again, that was a game didn't know a whole lot about it. We saw it on tape, obviously, stuff, and then a game where we played Henry Clay the night before, and we come out, our defense, we knew on the scouting report not to give Scott a 3, not to give Pearson a 3. So first 2 downs on the court, Scott hit a 3 and Pearson hit a 3. So much for scout report. So we knew what we had to do to stop that. But then I think we took some bad shots too. I think a lot of times early in the game, Cal, teams are scouting us, and some guys are getting really open early, and we're not doing a good job of moving the ball and making sure that we get our high percentage stuff early. It's been amazing what a run Cooper Robb has been on shooting the basketball. I mean, not just in games, he's in practice, and so, but one time I think we started against John Harden. I don't think Cooper got a shot first 4 or 5 minutes. And then he ended up with 29 or 30 for the game and hit about 7 threes. So maybe during as the game goes on, we probably tell a little more who to get the ball to. We start calling plays and we get it to him. He and Michael, and like I said, with Michael's shooting about 70% from the field, so you get those high percentage shots that are doing it. And really from 3-point range, Diablo's shooting an unbelievable high number. So we got to get, and then we got a lot of weapons. We really do. And now we move the ball and really get that thing moving. I thought Bryce has looked really sharp the last few games, his defense and his offense. And that goes, when Bryce is playing good defense, his offense is better. Everything goes hand in hand. Glenn is just really on a good roll. And I think Cam just scraps, does what Cam does. And Lorenzo, again, today in practice, he looked better than he's looked all year. So, again, a lot of that, guys just got to step it up. But that's 7 pretty good players right there.
Coach Hicks expects a tougher challenge from Woodford County the second time around.
Well, if you ever been out in the woods on riverbank fishing or something, and you see that yellow jacket out there flying around, bugging you, you don't worry about it. Now, you stumble on that nest. You get in that yellow jacket's nest, you could get stung. So now we're going into the yellow jacket's nest. So we've got to get ready to play. And Brian has done a really good job over there. Or Ryan Wilson has done a really good job over there. It really has. Georgetown College boy, played over Georgetown, and he's really has done a remarkable job. They've won 14, 15 games already, and so down the road, people are really going to have to deal with him. And I just hope I hope we can, come in Thursday night and really get ready for them and continue playing like we've been playing.
One of the nation's top prospects comes to Scott County on Monday night.
That the people are going to get a treat right there. I mean, that's something. Zion, I've watched him on tape. I watched him play John Harden on tape, and boy, he's tough. He's a tough guard. Yeah, and we got some good guards too. So I think Glenn, Covington, and Lorenzo are two of the best on-ball defenders that are around this area. I think they're as good as anybody. So it'll be a test to see how Glenn and Lorenzo can do with Zion, because what makes Zion is tough, he's got the green light. He's sort of like Trae Young in Oklahoma. I'd love to play like Trae Young, to shoot them big long shots and do that. Well, Zion has the same thing. But now, when I watched the John Harden tape, that was really a tough, close game. And Adair County pulled that out and beat them, but Zion had about their last 14 points. He really went to bat to win the game, and he's so quick and so good. I think he's one of the top-ranked freshmen in the United States. So it'll be a good treat for people to see him play and for us to play against. Now, they got some good players to go with it. They've got a couple big guys inside. One guy looks like an older guy, looks older than me. He got a big beard and everything that really beats in battle. They got some good 6'5" athletes. So they're the reason they're ranked in the top 20 in the state, and because they got something to go with Zion. But Zion's pretty daggone good.
A healthy Cooper Robb makes a world of difference for the Cards.
He came on as a freshman, Cal, and just, we didn't. He was a decent middle school player, and done a good job over there. But we wasn't expecting him to be able to step right in and help us any. And then in practice, he just kept getting better and better and better. So and then as a sophomore, he just jumped right in the starting lineup. And sophomore and then junior year, he was a 11th Region Player of the Year in the 11th Region tournament, and made the All-State tournament team last year. So it's and again, I don't know what his voice sounds like. He's a very quiet young man. And again, I have coached two like that. Tony Petrosky, the coach at Corbin, who signed with LSU right out of high school. Him and Cooper are almost identical mannerisms. Both were redheaded. They both were quiet. They didn't know what their voice was much. But gosh almighty, I'd hate to play against them because both are tough competitors. But the amazing thing about Cooper is here of late, man, he's been on a tear shooting the basketball, and I know his dad can attest to that, because I'm sure his dad either got two things. He's got the most wore out shoulders. His shoulders are wore out, like a baseball pitcher that's pitched 8,000 games, or he's got the strongest shoulders in the world, because I guarantee you in the last 3 years he's fed Cooper over 10,000 basketballs. Working on Cooper's shot. And Cal, I see a lot of that here with parents, and I encourage parents to do that with our players, because that is a great time for the parent and the kid to share. I did that with my son, and we never talked. When we're doing it, I wanted to concentrate on shooting. I just fed balls. And I did it with other players here too and everything, but I really like when parents do it, because that's a great time for those parents to spend with their son, because they're not always going to be able to do that. Life's going to go on. But it's a great time for them to spend together.
All right, that was Coach Hicks, and yeah, he's the one that made that brutal schedule that Scott County has seen this year. But 24-1 going into the Woodford County game this week. 5 regular season games left. It looks like a pretty good chance to go into that tournament schedule on a good roll. I believe it was the 9th game of the season that SC lost, so 16 wins in a row. All systems go for another run at the KHSAA Sweet 16. What do the players think about that? We've been all over the roster lately. Had some members of the white team on last week to talk about their role in getting this team ready for the postseason. Let's see who we found this week when we went to Scott County practice.
Scott County's scoring and rebounding margins are among the top 5 in the state.
Really just defense is kind of our key coming into every game, defense, rebound. And if we do that, Coach feels like we got a really good chance to win, because if we can shut down them, then they can't score. And the way we've been shooting, the way we've been finishing around the rim and everything helps our chances a lot. So that's the main key right now.
2 hard-fought district wins earned Scott County the #1 seed for the upcoming playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, all of our districts, all of our region, you know, they're all great teams. But I mean, we didn't really come out to play. We came out slow.
I mean, for sure, everybody was a little nervous about Bryan Station without Cooper. But I mean, I feel like we went out there and played phenomenal and did everything right. I feel like, but he would have for sure helped us on defensive boards and just everything.
Rob had 29 points in the win over John Hardin at Lafayette.
Yeah, we came out slow again, but Mike didn't finish well around the rim. They kind of shut him down for a little bit, but me hitting my shots, he kind of got him open under the goal, got Glenn, Bryce, and Diablo open too, and let Lorenzo drive every now and then. So, I mean, if one of us gets hot, it opens a lot for the others.
Going up to Lafayette, I feel like we didn't come out as we should the first half, and I feel like they got confidence. And then we came out and the end of the first, beginning of the second, and just started playing defense like we knew how and started to turn it up a little bit.
Slow starts have plagued the Cards for much of the season.
We've been playing these teams since we were little. We've been playing since freshman year. Just feel like we should know them, but we just come out slow. I don't know. We got to fix it for sure before tournament time.
Cooper showed no ill effects after missing 2 games with a sprained ankle.
I'm feeling much better than I was, but still not 100%. But I'm glad to be back out there. Missing those 2 games, you know, I don't miss a lot of games, but you know, I like seeing them go out and beat Station by 40 without me. I mean, it shows a lot to the team and what they can do by themselves. But I mean, I'm back, so yeah, I still tape it in practice every day. Dan has me treat it before practice, and then I tape it, and then I go in after, ice it. So I'm doing the same stuff I did during when I was out. So
Scott County is going outside the 11th region for upcoming games against Floyd Central and Adair County.
For sure, it's a good test to get a different look from different teams. I mean, they all play defense different. They're going to have different offensive skills. We're going to have to learn to defend everybody and be able to score on everybody. So if we want to win the state, so it's for sure good to get this practice in before the tournament.
Woodford, they came here for the Toyota Classic. I mean, they were a good team. They had a couple good threats offensively. So, I mean, just going to their place, it'd be a good test for us. And then I don't know a lot about Floyd Central. I'll have to watch them on tape with coach or by myself. But, I mean, just defense, rebound, work the ball inside of Mike, get open shots, just usual stuff.